Hey guys, here's another hour-long handstand class and I'm super excited to play with you. In today's class, we're gonna do a little bit of everything. We're gonna stretch out our wrists, we're gonna play with our shoulders and work on strengthening those for a little bit. We're gonna do a little bit of core stuff, and then we're obviously gonna play with handstands. We're gonna play with handstand hops from our standing split / warrior 3-like shape. We're gonna play with those donkey kicks and those frog hops, so jumping from down dog up towards the top of our mat. And then we're gonna play with just handstands. And so if you wanna move towards a wall, you're more than welcome to, so that way you can figure out the integrity of the pose and just working on strength and not worrying about falling out of the pose at a wall. You're more than welcome to do that. And as always, just as a reminder, everything I offer today is merely a suggestion that you can decide to do or not do, depending on what your body is asking you to do and what your body feels like today. So listen to your body, listen to your breath, listen to your own inner teacher throughout class. You can rest as you need it, digging deeper and doing more when you want to, but just above all else, listen to your body, okay? You don't need blocks for today's class. If you want to grab a set or a set of books, whatever you have at home, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not going to cue any sort of pose or any sort of transition that specifically requires blocks. And that's it. So go ahead and make your way into a comfortable seated position, whatever that may look like for you, because we're going to start out seated. So go ahead, close your eyes here, beginning to call your attention onto your mat, into your body, into your breath. Forgetting about that to-do list and anything that may or may not have happened before you stepped onto your mat today. And anything that may or may not happen later on today, later on this week, later on this month. Just mindfully begin to lengthen your inhalations and your exhalations here as you ground down onto your mat to start out your practice. We're going to start out today's class with Kalabati, so that fiery breath, and it's a forceful inhalation and exhalation in and out through your nose. It's going to build some inner heat, and it's going to get that core of ours working. So when you do Kalabati, your core flicks in and out, in and out, in and out, because of that forceful exhale. And I'm going to demo the pose for a few rounds, or the breath for a few rounds, so you can see and hear what it looks like. If you want to open your eyes, you're more than welcome to. However, some contraindications for the pose, for the pranayama, for the breath. So if you have any of these three things, please just don't do it. Do your own sort of pranayama. If you have glaucoma, if you have hypertension, or you may be pregnant or you are pregnant, so I guess that's 4 things, please just sit here in stillness doing your own pranayama, electing not to participate if you have any of those contraindications or if you just want to do your own pranayama. But if you want to try out Kalabati, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and demo it. So I'm going to take a nice big breath in and out. I'm going to inhale all the way up, and as I exhale, I begin. Okay, like I said, it's that forceful exhale. The inhale happens nice and passively, and it happens naturally. Our body doesn't really think about doing the inhale. It's just focusing on the exhale, and the inhale happens reflexively on its own. And when we're done with the round, what we're going to do is we're going to tuck our chin into our chest and hold our breath at the very bottom. And then we'll bring our head back to neutral, okay? If you want to place a hand in front of your belly, you're more than welcome to here, just to feel that flicking in and out of your diaphragm. Let's go ahead and take 2 nice normal rounds of breath here. Go ahead and inhale all the way up. And as you exhale, begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the bottom, tuck your chin in towards your chest. And inhale, bring your head back to neutral. Good. Let's do another round here, going a little bit faster than the first. So we're going to take 2 rounds of breath in and out, nice and evenly, nice and naturally. And inhale all the way up. And as you exhale, begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin tucks in towards your chest, hold the breath at the bottom. Inhale, bring your head back to neutral. Good. And keeping your eyes closed, or maybe you open them. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space, closing your eyes. Taking a second here to set an intention for your class. Maybe think of a mantra, one word to help you move and flow. Or maybe you think about whatever brought you here to your mat today. Just keep that in mind throughout practice. And then inhale, swoop those hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull them back down to your heart space, sealing in that intention, sealing in that mantra. Good. Inhale, sweep your hands up towards the sky. And as you exhale, interlace your hands here and press your palms and knuckles up towards the sky. Stretching out your shoulders. Eyes stay closed or maybe open them. Take a breath in. As you exhale, drop your hands down directly in front of you, shoulder level. And inhale, lift up. Just flossing out our shoulders. Exhale, drop down to shoulder level. Inhale, lift up. 3 more. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Last one. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Take a big breath in at the top. As you exhale, bring your hands down by your sides. Take a second here. Now as you're ready, make your way into a nice, comfortable tabletop position facing the top of your mat here. And we're going to start by turning our hands towards the long edges of our mat. So all 5 of your right fingertips are facing the right long edge, and all 5 of your left fingertips are facing the left long edge. And go ahead, begin to sway side to side here. And when you're ready, actively sink in, pause, shifting your weight all into one side here. So I'm shifting all my weight into my right hand and my right wrist, stretching out that right wrist. And the entire time I'm keeping my belly button hugged up and in, and I'm activating that core. You're gonna take a big breath, and as you exhale, rock back to neutral. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, rock over to the left here, or the opposite side that you did last time. Stretching out that left wrist. You're gonna take a big breath, and as you exhale, rock back to neutral. Bring all 10 of your fingertips back towards the top of your mat here, hugging your belly button up and in. We arrive in our nice, stable tabletop position. And let's take this right hand and reach it out in front of us. Good. And we're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then begin to pulse, taking teeny tiny pulses with our right hand, warming up this right shoulder, strengthening our right shoulder and our rotator cuff for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing that hand of yours out towards 3 o'clock here, out towards the right side, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swoop that right hand back behind you, right palm faces up towards the sky, and hold here. Right arm along your right side body, eye of your left elbow in towards midline for 3, 2, 1. Begin to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep that right hand back towards the top of your mat, back out in front of you. And from here, shift all of your weight into your left hand and left leg, and extend that right leg up off that mat here. Good. So in a modified side plank, your left shin can stay in the center of your mat, or you can swing it back behind you in a supported and a modified side plank. And you can stay here, right arm and right leg long. Or as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your right elbow, and inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, take it out. 5 more, going at your own pace here. Going as slow or as quickly as you want. 3, you got this. 2, bring it in, take it out. 1, bring it in, take it out. And from here, shift your chest back down towards the mat. Take your left leg back towards midline if it went elsewhere. Keep your right arm and right leg lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand and right knee comes down to that mat. Take a second here. 2 cat-cows. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, round your back. You're going to make your way back to neutral. Let's take this left hand, reach it out in front of you. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to pulse here. You got it. Maybe smile for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand out and over towards the left here, out towards 9 o'clock. We're going to hold for 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then begin to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that left hand back behind you. Palm faces up towards the sky. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then begin to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, swoop that left arm out in front of you, eye of your right elbow in towards midline. Take your left leg, reach it long back behind you, and come into that modified side plank here. All of your weight on the right side, right hand and right leg supporting you. Maybe your right foot comes in so it intersects the right long edge of your mat here. And hold, or maybe take a breath in as you exhale, you pull your left knee in towards your left elbow, and inhale, take it out. Exhale, pull in. 5 more. Bring it in. Take it out. Bring it in. Take it out. We got 3 left. Take it out. 2 left. Take it out. 1 after this. Take it out. Bring it in. Then inhale. Reach everything out as you exhale. Square your heart down towards that mat. Modified tabletop here. Modified bird dog. Left arm and left leg lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand and right knee come down to the mat. And then inhale. Belly drops. Gaze lifts. Exhale. Round your back. Inhale. Belly drops. Gaze lifts. As you exhale, round your back. Then go ahead and make your way towards your nice neutral tabletop position. And we're going to take 5 scapular push-ups. So what you do is you press into your palms, pressing your shoulder blades up towards that sky. And then you come back to neutral. And then you inhale, press up towards the sky. As you exhale, come back to neutral. Okay? So let's do 5 of those. So inhale, press your shoulder blades up towards the sky. Not cat-cowing here, but just your shoulder blades. Exhale, come back to midline. Inhale, press up. Exhale, midline. Press up. Midline. 2 more. Press up. Midline. Press up. Midline. And then press it towards the sky and hold here in your scapular push-up for 10. You got this. 9, 8, 7. Retracted shoulders here. Working our rhomboids. 4, 3, 2, 1. Making your way back to neutral there. Maybe you went a second early like I did. That's totally okay. Let's take your hands, walk them out, palms with distance out in front of you. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Downward facing dog. Good. And go ahead and walk out your knees here. Walking out your dog. Maybe you sway your hips side to side. Maybe you settle in stillness. Your choice here. But wherever you go, starfish your hands down to mat. Actively draw attention to each of your fingertips as you drive your heels down towards the mat, hugging your belly button up and in. And then either staying here, or maybe you take a breath in as you exhale, rock forward, high plank. And inhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Joining in if you want. Exhale, rock forward, high plank. Inhale, take it back, downward facing dog. 5 more. I like the number 5 today. I don't know why, but I decided that that's my number. 5, 10, 15, 20. We're not going to do all multiples of 5, I promise. And then when you're finished with your 5 rocks, meet me back in your downward facing dog. Those just work our shoulder mobility. They help us also strengthen our shoulders at the same time. And then from here, take a breath as you exhale. Bend your elbows out and over towards the sides, coming into like chaturanga arms. And then inhale, straighten them back out. Good. Exhale, bend your elbows out towards the side. And inhale, back, downward facing dog. Down dog push-ups. Take a breath as you exhale. Bend the elbows. Inhale, back to neutral. 5 more. Bend, press out. Bend, press out. 3 more. You got this. Bend, press out. 2 more. Bend, press out. Last one. Bend those elbows. Inhale, press back, downward facing dog. And then inhale all the way up into your tippy toes. And you exhale, tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat. Forward fold, we meet. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale out. And then inhale, first one, all the way up, standing hands coming touch above your head. As you exhale, pull your hands down to heart space. And then inhale, hands go high. And as you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Take a breath in. As you exhale, step that right leg long back behind you. Low runner's lunge here. Right knee's lifted, left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward here. Light on your fingertips, hugging your belly button up and in. Good. Now you have an option for a single chaturanga, double chaturanga, knees up or down with either of those variations. Or if you want, you don't have to do a chaturanga. It's totally your choice. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, step back, high plank. Make your way through your Vanasana, taking a double chaturanga with me if you want. Meet me in your downward facing dog. And then inhale, swoop that right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. With each of these, bringing your foot up towards the top of your mat. Really bring that right knee towards your nose. Try to get that core compression as you go, so that way you can work that core a little bit more. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, step forward to the top of your mat, forward fold, palms come together, touch, inhale, roll all the way up, standing hands going high, option for a baby back bend at the top if you want it. And as you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Take a breath in as you exhale, step your left leg long back behind you. Low runner's lunge, right hip pulling back, left hip pulling forward. Good. Light on your fingertips. We're moving through a Barkin sun sal here. It's the first sun salutation we do in the Barkin series. In either hot set 1 or hot set 2, or the hot set or the Vinasa, or hot Vinasa, however you like to think about it. And this right here is our halfway lift lengthen. So take a breath in as you exhale, step back, high plank, single or double chaturanga, or no chaturanga. Your practice, your choice, listening to your body here. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then inhale, left leg sweeps up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull that left knee in towards your nose. Get that core compression. Step that left foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. Left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward. Light on your fingertips. Hug your belly button up and in. Good, and let's take a big breath in. As you exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Forward fold, palms come together, touch. Inhale, roll all the way up, standing, hands going high. Option for a baby back bend at the top if you want it. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Take a breath in. As you exhale, step your right leg long back behind you. Low runner's lunge, taking an inhale in. Exhale, step back, high plank, double chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then go ahead, inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Plant that right foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. Then go ahead, plant your left hand down and reach your right arm all the way up towards that sky here. Low lunge with a twist, keeping this left knee actively lifting away from the mat, pressing the back edge of your left knee, your back leg up towards that sky. You can stay here, or if you want, come up onto your right tippy toes and step your right foot back so you come into a side plank on the left. Right hand reaching up towards the sky, hips pressing away from the mat, and you can stay here, feet stacking. You can slice your feet out. This left knee can come down on the mat for support, or you can reach your right foot up towards the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're in that side plank, come back to your low runner's lunge with a twist. Well, I'll take a big breath in. Exhale, windmill, right hand down. Reach left hand up, or left hand up, left leg up. Standing splits. One or both hands comes to your right ankle to play with balance here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, cross your left leg behind your right, crossing your legs like a lady here. Pinky toe edges of your feet touching, fold forward. Palms come together, touch. Inhale, roll all up, stand. Hands going up towards that sky. And as you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, step your left leg long back behind you. Low runner's lunge, taking a single inhale in. As you exhale, step back, high plank, double chaturanga. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then go ahead and inhale, lift left leg up. Exhale, pull left knee in towards nose. Plant left foot down, low runner's lunge. And you can stay here or plant your right hand down and reach your left arm up towards the sky. In time, coming into your low lunge with a twist. Scissoring your thighs together, pressing your right knee up towards that sky. And you can stay here, or maybe you take your left foot and you step it back towards your side plank here. Again, right hand down on the mat. Right foot down on the mat too. Maybe your left foot splices out so both feet are supporting you. Maybe your right knee comes down to the mat, or maybe you lift that left leg up. Pressing your hips up towards the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take that left foot, step it back into our low runner's lunge with a twist. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, windmill, left hand down. Reach right leg up towards the sky. Standing splits. One or both hands comes to your left ankle to play with balance. For 3, 2, 1. Cross your legs like a lady. One more time. Right foot behind the left. Pinky toes touching. Take your hands to your heart. Inhale. Roll all the way towards the sky. Hands going high. Exhale. Hinge forward and down. Forward fold. Take a breath in as you exhale. Reach that right leg long back behind you. Taking a breath in as you exhale. Step back. High plank. Single or double chaturanga. Your choice. No chaturanga as well. Meet me in downward facing dog. And from here, let's take 5 breaths for ourselves here. Readjusting your mat if you need to, maybe get closer to a wall or further away from the wall. Option to hang out down dog or dolphin or child's pose, totally your choice. It's your practice. Go where your body needs to go right here and right now. 2 more breaths. And on your final exhale, just meet me back in downward facing dog. Now you have an option to do those down dog to high plank rocks that we did last time. Or if you want, you can come with me to dolphin because we're going to take dolphin to low plank. Walk outs. Okay? So coming into your respected down dog or dolphin. Let's take a breath in as you exhale. Either walk back from your dolphin into a forearm plank or rock forward in your down dog to a high plank. Take an inhale in. Exhale, side out in your plank. And then inhale, walk your feet back to neutral. Bring it back to your start pose. So your dolphin or down dog. Exhale, come to your plank. Inhale to start. Exhale, plank. Inhale, start. You got this. 3 more. Exhale to plank. Inhale to start. 2 more. Exhale. Bring it to plank. Inhale. Come back. Last one. Exhale. Walk it out. Walk it out. Walk it out. Taking it to dolphin or forearm plank or high plank. Inhale, come back to start. We'll hang out in our start position for 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, make your way back into your downward facing dog. Good, and then inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here. Bend your right knee, taking circles at whatever joint you need to. Ankle, hip, knee, thigh, totally your choice. And then go ahead, inhale, straighten out that right leg. And as you exhale, bring your right foot down on the mat. And then inhale, lift your left leg up. And as you exhale, stack your hips here. Bend your left knee. Take circles at whatever joint you need to. Ankle, hip, knee. And then inhale, straighten out that left leg. As you exhale, bring it down to the mat. An option to stay here in downward facing dog, or option to take an optional vinyasa. Meet me back in your downward facing dog. Then go ahead, inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here. Bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog. Totally your choice. Driving your heels down to the mat to lift your hips up towards the sky. For 3, 2, 1. If you flip, come back around. Inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge. Let's plant our left hand down. Reach that right arm up. Twisting. Now, same exact options as last time. You can stay here in your twist, or if you want to step it back to your side plank, you are more than welcome to. And in your side plank, this left knee can go down on the mat for support. Your feet can splice out. You can inhale, lift that right leg up. And if you want to, you can take a big breath in as you exhale, pull your right knee and right elbow together, and inhale, take it out. You got it. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, take it out. Just like we did in that tabletop. Pull in, take it out. 4 more of the side plank crunches if you want. 3, 2, last one. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, take it out. And we'll all take a big breath in as you exhale. Make your way back to your low lunge with a twist. Right hand reaches up. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, windmill your right hand down to the mat. Low runner's lunge. And then inhale, rise up. High lunge. Right hip pulling back. Left hip pulling forward. Just using this as a place to pause. Pull your shoulder blades down your back and away from yours as you reach your hands up towards the sky. Sinking nice and low here. For 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down to your heart space. Taking a breath as you exhale, begin to hinge forward and reach your left leg up off that mat. Coming in to your warrior 3. Now you can stay here with your hands lifted, or your hands can come down to the mat. It's totally your choice. And you can stay here, or you can take a breath in. As you exhale, lower your left toes down towards that mat. And inhale, lift up. Lower. Lift. 5 more. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. 2 more. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Last one. Lower. Lift. And hold here in warrior 3 for 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bow forward. Plant your hands on the mat. Supported warrior 3. And now we're going to take some toe taps. So your left toes are going to come down and touch your left ankle. Or your left wrist, excuse me. So take a breath in as you exhale. Tap your toes to your left wrist and inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 5 more. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. 3 left. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Then lower down. Lift up. And from here, we take a breath as you exhale. Lift, lift, lift that left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits 1 more time. One or both hands comes to your right ankle to play with balance. And you can stay here. Or if you want to take handstand hops, you're more than welcome to. So for handstand hops on the right, bend your knee as much as you want or need to. Lowering your left leg as close to the mat as you want, or lifting it as high towards the sky as you want. You'll take a breath in as you exhale. You'll jump off that right leg, kicking your left leg up towards the sky. Good. Hanging out with air time if you get some. Or maybe you choose just to play with the hops, trying to get your hips to stack above your shoulders before you immediately come down to the mat. The hardest part of all of it is to get your hips up above your hands and shoulders and away from the earth. And you want everything to stack. And we're playing for 5 or holding 4, 3, 2, 1. Meet me back in your standing split. And we'll take a big breath as you exhale. Step, step, step your left leg long back behind you. And inhale, reach your right leg all the way towards the sky. 3-legged dog. Stack your hips, bend your right knee. Stay here. Or flip, your choice. Driving your heels down to the mat. Maybe take it closer to our full wheel. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back around. We'll all inhale. Extend that right leg up as you exhale. Pull that right knee in towards your nose. Plant your right foot down the mat. Windmill, up and open. Warrior 2. So in your warrior 2, obviously I'm going to give you a lot of alignment cues like I always do. So feet are in heel arched alignment. So adjust as you need to get your heels to intersect each other. Arms reach out in one long straight line. front knee, so your right knee is stacking directly above your right ankle. So adjust your stance as you need to. And then inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky. As you exhale, reverse it back. Reaching that right hand up before you take it down and over towards the left. Gazing down towards your left toes or up towards that sky. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come back to neutral. Taking a breath as you exhale, bring your hands down to your lower back, interlace them. Inhale, press your knuckles down, look up. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Humble warrior 2. So just like in humble warrior 1, your right shoulder is going to come into the inside of your right knee. Maybe you wiggle walk your right foot in a little bit to shorten your left foot, to shorten that stance. And just like in humble warrior, we're focusing on stretching out our shoulders in our humble warrior 2, or ostrich pose. Different people call it different things. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, take your right hand down into the inside of your right foot and inhale, reach your left hand all the way up towards that sky. Extended side angle. An option here for your right elbow to come to rest on your right thigh, if that's where your body wants to be today. Go ahead, take some big circles here, going up and around, up and around. Settling into stillness as you're ready, reaching your left hand up towards the sky. Now, option to stay here, or option to take this left palm, flip it back behind you, and then take your left hand and wrap it around, going for that grip on your right thigh, on the inside of your right hip. And you can stay here, or maybe you lower that right shoulder down towards the mat. You take your right hand back behind you, palm face up towards the sky, and then you wrap your right arm down and around for your left hand, coming into that full bind, keeping your hips nice and low here, and breathing. And you can stay here if you want, or, I always sound like a seal, I feel like, or do this, or do that, or come along to our bird of paradise by stepping your left foot up towards the top of your mat here, coming up onto your right tippy toes, and pulling yourself up. Slow and controlled you go. Opening your right hip up towards the top of your mat. Good. And as always, you can extend out your right leg if you want. But set your drishti, your gaze, on one moving point in the front of your room. In the front of your mat. Whatever is not going to move. And bird of paradise, stay here for 3, 2, 1. If you're flying in bird, go ahead and make your way down to the mat. Plant your right foot down. Step your left leg all the way back behind you. Meet me back in our extended side angle. That's where we all are going to meet. And from here, shift your gaze down towards the mat. Take this right hand, walk it out in front of you, and lift your left leg up off the mat. Half moon pose. Right hand can rest on the mat, or on the mat, or on the mat. I said that twice. It can rest on the block if you want, reaching your left hand up towards the sky. Gaze can follow. You can shift your gaze down towards the earth. Your right hand can lift away from the mat if you want. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, windmill your left hand and left foot down towards the mat. Forward fold. And take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And as you exhale, fold forward, reaching for opposite elbows here. Let's come into ragdoll. And sorry for the whining dog. Pretty sure my 15-month-old puppy just saw something outside. And he's mad that he can't be outside. So sorry about the whining and sorry about the fumbles there with the cueing. Because I was distracted by his whining. Let's take a big breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and place your hands down into the mat. And inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, put your hands down on the mat. Step, float, or hop back, your choice. But since this is a handstand class, maybe you practice jumping up towards the sky and taking that float back. Landing with bent elbows there. Good. Then go ahead, inhale, lift your left leg up. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your left knee. And stay here or flip your dog, placing both heels down to the mat and lifting your hips up towards that sky. For 3, 2, 1. If you flipped, come back around. Inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose. Plant your left foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge, planting right hand down. Reach left hand all the way up towards that sky here, taking that twist. Gazing up towards your left thumb. And again, stay here, or option to take it back towards that side plank if you want. Lifting your hips away from the mat. And again, maybe that left leg lifts all the way up towards the sky. And you can stay here. Or maybe you pull your left knee in towards your left elbow and take it back out. Exhale, pull everything in. Inhale, take it out. 5 are left. Going at your own pace here. 3. Falling out of the pose, maybe. 2. 1. Let's take a big breath in as you exhale. Make your way back towards your low lunge with a twist. Reaching your left arm up towards the sky. Taking one final breath in as you exhale, windmill your left hand down to the mat. And inhale, rise up, high lunge. Left hip pulls back here, right hip pulls forward. And if you caught me falling there, my side plank, everyone follows, okay? It's not that big of a deal. So you can pretend like it didn't happen. You can laugh at yourself for it happened. It's your choice, right? Go ahead, take a big breath in as you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart. And begin to hinge forward, lifting your right leg up off that mat. Warrior 3, and again, option for your hands to go down onto that mat, or option for your hands to stay lifted. Good, and either stay here or lower those toes of yours down towards the earth and inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 5 more. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. 2 more. Lower, lift, lower, lift. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bow forward, plant your hands down the mat. And now we're gonna do those right toes to right wrist touches. So take a breath in as you exhale, bring your right toes down towards your right wrist and inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. 5 more. Lower down, lift up. Lower down, lift up. Lower down, lift up. 3 left, 2 left. Last one, lower those toes down towards your wrist and then inhale, lift up. As you exhale, reach that right leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits. One or both hands coming to your left ankle to play with balance if you want. We're going to option to take those handstand hops. And with this left leg, what we're going to do is we're going to bend this left leg a lot. Lower our right leg as close to the mat towards lifting it as further or as far as from the mat as we want. Go ahead, play with your handstand hops here. Try to get your elbows, wrists, shoulders, and hips all to stack, one on top of the other here. Keeping your core engaged the entire time. Hugging that belly button up and in. Playing with your handstands. Or hanging out in your standing splits for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when you're ready, let's take this right leg, step it all the way back behind us, plant it down the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts up. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your left knee, and flip your dog if you want. Landing in a flip dog for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you flipped, come back around. Inhale, reach your left leg high. As you exhale, pull that left knee in towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat. Pull yourself up and open. Warrior 2 on the left side here. Actively, again, sinking down to this left knee. All the same alignment cues as last time. So heel to arch alignment. Heel is intersecting. Front knee stacking above your left ankle. And also add in this time, shoulders stacking directly above your hips. So just something new, another cue. Alignment check to add in. Then inhale, flip the palms up towards the sky. As you exhale, reverse it back. Reverse, radiant warrior here. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, bring your hands to your lower back. Interlace them. Inhale, press your knuckles down. Exhale, hinge forward. Left shoulder coming to the inside of your left knee. Maybe you have a little fumble there, a little shift of your weight like I just did. Totally fine. Nobody's perfect, okay? Fumbles on your mat happen all the time, especially when we're getting fatigued and tired. And our concentration is maybe on what we did in our handstands last time, what we could have done better, what we did right. If you're like me, you're focusing on your puppy and what he could possibly be barking at and whining about. Also, any big crashes you may have heard. I think there was one earlier. We may hear him running up and down the stairs and slipping and falling because he is a clumsy boy still. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring your left hand down into the inside of your left foot and reach that right hand up towards that sky. Extended side angle. And the same exact option as last time for that left hand to come to, or left elbow to come to rest on your left thigh. Or maybe that left hand stays down the inside of that foot. And go ahead, begin to take big guitar hero swings, going up and around for a few breaths before you actively settle into stillness. Gazing up towards the sky or down at the mat, your choice here. Or maybe you flip that right palm back behind you. Right hand goes around for your left thigh and you grab on. And then you lower your left shoulder down, take your left hand back behind you, palm face up, and interlace your hands. Good, and you can stay here in your full bind for as long as you want or need to. Smiling your collarbones up and open towards the edge of your mat. Not collapsing down, but opening up. Or maybe you step your right foot to the top of your mat, come up onto your left tippy toes, and slowly, with control, you lift up. The slower you go, the more control you have. Not only when you lift up into bird of paradise, but in every single balanced posture, and also in handstands. If you go super fast, you're not gonna have a ton of control. And you can hang out in your bird of paradise for as long as you want. You can hang out in your half or full bind for as long as you need to. But just know that we will meet back in our extended side angle. And we're in our bird of paradise for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, hinge back down towards the mat if you're in bird of paradise. Take your left foot down the mat. Step your right foot all the way back. Lift your hands up towards that big T. And from here, we'll shift our weight down and our gaze down towards the mat. Walk our left fingertips out in front of us and lift our right leg up off the ground. Half moon pose, we land. And right hand can stay up towards the sky. Well, where else would it go, right? Left hand can stay down on the mat. It can rest on a block on the mat. Your left fingertips can hover away from the mat. Gaze can stay down to the earth, or you can shift it up towards your right hand to that sky. Keeping this right hip nice and open, engaging all the way to your right toe tips. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold here at the top of your mat. And take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, fold forward here. Come into your favorite forward fold. So maybe you take ragdoll and sway side to side. Maybe bring your hands to your lower back and interlace them, yoga mudra, and bring out your shoulders a little bit more. Good, then go ahead and take a big breath in as you exhale, break your grip. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, put your hands down on the mat. Step, float, hop back, your choice. Take an optional Vanasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Good. Now 5 breaths for yourself here before we start taking frog hops and donkey kicks, whatever you want to think of them as. So you can stand in down dog, you can rest in child pose, you can grab water if you want. And just recall your attention back onto your mat. Bring your attention back to your breath. Maybe you think about that intention, that mantra you set for class. In case you're wondering why I didn't pause class there and go check on my dog, he's sitting upstairs with my mom, so he's okay. He's just being a puppy and making noise. Then as you're ready, settle back into your downward facing dog. And like I said, from here we're gonna play with donkey kicks and frog hops. However you wanna think about them, whatever you wanna do. What we're going to do is we're gonna do 5 hops from our downward facing dog. We're gonna walk our feet into a shorter stance, take 5 hops there, and then take 5 hops at the very top of our mat from our forward fold, okay? So, donkey kicks are when you kick up into the air and your feet come back down directly where they were when they started. And then frog hops are when you take your feet, you hop up into the air and you land at the top of your mat. So kind of like you're floating from your downward facing dog to a forward fold at the top of your mat. And you can do whichever one you want. You can do a combination of the two. And so you do 3 donkey kicks and then 2 hops all the way up to the top of your mat, landing in a forward fold or maybe a malasana. That's what makes it a true frog hop. But it's totally your choice. But go ahead, bend both of your knees, taking a big breath in. As you exhale, take your hop, your first hop. And then, if you took a frog hop, make your way back to downward facing dog by stepping back all the way to the back of your mat, from the top of your mat. And then if you took that donkey kick, your feet just land back in your down dog. It's cool. And from there, we have 4 more. Going at your own pace here. Trying to get your shoulders, elbows, and hips to all stack one on top of the other as we hop. Moving your hips forward to the top of your mat a little bit more with each hop to get that stacking sensation. Good, I have 2 more hops, so I'll just hang out in downward facing dog for a few breaths. And if you do an out of control hop like I just did, that is totally okay. Don't let it faze you. Because sometimes you do out of control handstand hops, right? And you just have too much force and too much power. And so you can use it as a little check-in to think about, what did I do last time? What did I do that time that caused me to just spring forward and have a bad hop, to kind of almost flip over, right? And then go ahead and take a big breath in as you exhale, side out. And if you're still hopping in your down dog hops, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to come with me, let's step our feet in like 1 or 2 feet. Step, 1 or 2 steps. So not, maybe it's 1 or 2 feet for you, but you just want to come into a shorter stance, kind of like a pyramid downward facing dog. So there's about 3 to 4 feet between your hands and your feet, okay? And in this variation, there's a lot less distance that our hips have to travel to get our elbows, wrists, and shoulders stacking, okay? And we're gonna do 5 more hops. Either those donkey kick hops where you hop up and your feet come down directly where they were, or really close to where they were before, or maybe you take the hops all the way up to the top of your mat. But your choice, take 5 of them. Going as slow or as quick as you want, maybe getting a little air time in your handstand. But reps are key when it comes to handstand. Reps are how you learn to fall, it's how you learn to balance, okay? So, same thing with the handstand drills. Reps, reps, reps. It's how you build strength. It's how you get used to being upside down on those hands of yours. And there's nothing better than just doing reps. And when you're done with your 5 frog hops in this shorter stance, meet me in a forward fold at the top of your mat. And maybe you hang out in ragdoll, maybe you shake your head yes, maybe you shake your head no, totally your choice. And if you're still hopping, still hop. But the next hop, the next drill we're gonna do is handstand hops from this forward fold. And I'm gonna take a second to tuck in my shirt because I know it's gonna fly down. It's been bothering me doing that. And so with the handstand hops from a forward fold, it's very similar to the hops we do when I say, okay, hop, step, float to the back of your mat, take a chaturanga if you want it, meet me in downward facing dog. But they're really helpful in getting those elbows, wrists, shoulders, and hips all stacking and getting closer to that handstand shape. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you're hanging out, if you're getting hang time and air time, that is amazing. Like that deserves a huge clap on the back, a huge round of applause. You can hang out in your tuck shape if you want. You can begin to straighten your legs up towards the sky. And I just want to share that now because I've been thinking about it. And B, it's going to be really easy maybe to get into that tuck shape from this forward fold hop. It might be harder. Who knows? But just give it a whirl. Give it a try. Okay, and what you're going to do is you want to have maybe a foot between your hands and your feet, maybe a little more space, maybe an inch or 2 less space. It's totally your choice. And what you do is you shift your weight forward, coming up onto your tippy toes, and you bend your knees a whole heck of a lot. Lower your hips down to the mat, and then you just jump up into the air with both feet. Okay? And that is your forward fold hop. And right there, I got some good hang time with my tuck. And if you're like, well, how, and once I hop up like that, how do I get hang time? How do I prevent myself from just falling back down towards the earth? Couple different things. Engage your core, okay? Actively engage your legs, contract your thighs, contract your glutes. Be like, nope, take control. Be like, nope, you're not going down to the mat today. You're staying up, okay? Also, press your hands into the mat. Engage your arms. You don't want your arms to be noodle arms, okay? That's not gonna help you stay up. What you wanna do is keep your arms nice and engaged and bring awareness into your arms the entire time, okay? So go ahead, 5 of these forward fold hops. And just meet me in your forward fold at the top of your mat when you're ready. And again, sometimes your hops are really pretty, sometimes they're not, and that's okay. That's the nature of the handstand game. And it allows you, the not so pretty hops, the bad hops, allows you to step back, reevaluate, be like, well, what was I doing that allowed me to stay up and have a good hop? What were the components of a good hop? And then what did I do wrong there? What aspect of that hop made it a bad hop that didn't allow me to stay up, okay? Good. And then when you're done with your 5 hops and you've been hanging out in your forward fold, you're probably wondering, well, what are we getting next? We just did hops all the way to the top of our mat. And now we're hanging out in a forward fold at the top of our mat. We've done handstand hops too. She's told me I can set up next to a wall. What are we gonna do now? It's your choice. If you wanna continue to practice handstand here for another, let's say 2 minutes. Let's take 2 to 3 minutes to practice handstands. Just practicing and repping it out, you can. If you wanna lay in Shavasana, you can also do that. Rest, we worked really hard. But take hops from wherever on your mat that you want. Let it be from down dog, trying to get your hips all the way up to the top of the mat. Maybe you do it from that shorter 3-foot stance that we played with. Maybe you do it from your forward fold. Maybe you take it to the wall, and maybe you do handstand hops from that standing split variation. And if you're like, how do I do handstand at the wall? You can do it a couple different ways. One way to do it is to come into the L shape. with your back to the middle of the room. However, I didn't like that at all. I was afraid of falling when I did that. I was afraid I was gonna flip over into the middle of the room, and I didn't like that. I liked personally having my back against the wall. And so to bring your back against the wall in a handstand, it's pretty easy, okay? The only thing is you have to be able to get up into a handstand to do it. The L with your back into the middle of the room allows you to come into a handstand-like shape with your feet against the wall, your body with your elbows, wrists, and shoulders, and hips stacking one on top of the other without having to hop or kick. You just walk your feet up the wall and bam, you're there. So if you feel like that is your edge, actually getting your hips above your elbows, wrists, and shoulders, and you're having a hard time getting what you feel like the distance that you need above the mat to get into a handstand shape, then do the one at the wall when you place the soles of your feet on the mat or on your wall like that, okay? I know you can't really see because my back is to you, but my feet are on the wall right here, and what I do from here is I just flip over, planting my hands down the mat, and I walk my feet up the wall, okay? But if you feel like your edge is if you're flipping over, what you can do is just set up with your back towards the wall, plant your hands down the mat in a forward fold, and then just make your way up to a handstand against that wall, okay? And you can practice by lifting one foot up off the wall, and then bringing it back down, and then the other foot comes up off the wall, and then maybe eventually both feet come off the wall and you're just hanging out, okay? But you're not really hanging out. You're hanging out in the sense that your feet are off the wall and you're standing up on your hands, and so you're hanging on that way. But you're not relaxed in the pose. You are actively pressing your hands down to the mat, keeping your arms super engaged. You're keeping your toes all the way engaged, okay? So you're engaging your legs all the way up to those toe tips. You're being really mindful of what your feet are doing there. And also a big thing is you're still engaging your quads, you're still engaging your glutes and keeping your legs nice and stable. You're engaging your core, keeping that core awareness, okay? So I just threw a ton of things at you. Play with it what you want for the next minute or so here. And if you're done playing, meet me in child's pose or lay in shavasana on your mat. Totally your choice. But like I said, the thing with handstands is reps. Reps are what are gonna get you to getting that shape, because I can throw as many tips and tricks at you, but at the end of the day, you need to figure out what a handstand feels like in your body and what your own little personal tips and tricks are to falling and to balancing on your hands, and what are the little nuances and the shifts of your weight. How should your body respond to this shift and that shift? It's intuition, it's nature, it's that reaction, okay? It's a reflex that you gotta build, and you can only build that reflex that allows you to stay up on your hands for long holds and to figure out the little nuances of the pose if you do reps and if you give the pose time. When I teach this in my public classes and when I teach this in the little workshop series that I do, I always tell my students, handstands are not something that happens overnight unless you're just some naturally gifted athlete. And if you are, I'm so jealous, because this has been a 5-year journey for me, okay? Handstands are something that takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of reps, it takes a lot of mindfulness of it. And if you just practice handstands once a week, you might not get it in a very quick amount of time. You know, you gotta practice daily if you can, or do something at least every day that's going to contribute to your handstand practice and help strengthen it. So maybe you do a lift. You go out and lift weights, and it's a shoulder-based workout. Maybe you do a shoulder-based flow with a lot of chaturangas in it on your mat. Maybe you do some wrist strengthening exercises. Maybe you do core, and you do a core-focused flow. You just gotta do something every day that's going to help contribute to your handstand practice, and practice handstands every day if you can, okay? Just for a minute, you know, or every other day too. Just do it for a minute or as much time as you can. Just allow some time in your day and in your practice for handstands if it's something that you really want, okay? And go ahead and meet me in your child's pose. If you want to continue to play here. But just melt your heart and your shoulders down to the mat. Taking a second to thank yourself for everything you've been able to do today, both on and off of your mat. For taking this time every day for yourself and to move, and for everything you were able to do during your handstand practice. Let's take a big breath, and as you exhale, make your way back into your nice neutral tabletop position here. Hands wiggling directly underneath your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and shoulders stacking. And we're gonna thread the needle. And let's start with the left, because why not? So inhale, lift your left hand up towards that sky. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow here, bringing your left ear down the mat, reaching your left hand out over for the long edge of your mat, the right long edge. Right hand stays down the mat, or maybe you reach your right hand up. And then take it over and around for your right hip. you close your eyes as you simply sit here and breathe. And take a big breath in as you exhale, point your right hand down and inhale, lift that left hand all the way up towards the sky before it drapes back down to the earth. And then inhale, right hand goes up, and as you exhale, bend into your left elbow. Reach your right hand out over towards the long edge of your mat. Right ear rests on that mat. And the left hand can tuck, or you can wrap your left hand around. Your left hand can stay flat on the mat. Again, totally your choice here. I'm going to take a big breath in as you exhale, slowly unwind, planting your left hand down. Inhale, right hand goes all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring it down to the mat. Good, and from here, go ahead, walk your hands out in front of you, keeping your hips stacking directly above your knees, coming into a puppy pose. I'm going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, make your way back up to your tabletop position. And from here, just leave your hands directly where you are. Begin to walk your knees back behind you, draping your hips down onto the mat here. And then bend your elbows and drape your belly and your stomach out and your chest down on the mat as well. Walking your hands out so they're wider than your mat here. Take a breath in as you exhale, press into your palms, lift up, seal pose. And take a big breath in as you exhale, dip your left shoulder in towards midline as you look up and over your right shoulder. And inhale, and as you exhale, make your way back up to midline, taking a big breath in, exhale. Right shoulder down towards midline as you gaze up and over your left shoulder. And then go take a breath in as you exhale, rise all the way back up to midline, taking a breath in as you exhale, drape your spine down onto the mat. Take your arms out to a T. And leaving your right arm stretched out, let's take our left hand, tint our left fingers, and begin to roll over onto our right shoulder here, laying on our right hip. Left hand can rest on the mat, or you can lift it up towards the sky and let it reach down and around for your back. You can reach down and around and over for your right hand if you want, and they can interlace if you want a super deep stretch. If you want to intensify the shoulder stretch, feel free to plant your left foot down on the mat. Maybe even your right foot eventually goes down on the mat and both knees are pointing up towards the sky. Just focusing on stretching out the shoulder here. Taking nice long breaths. Go take a big breath in as you exhale, slowly unwind. You're coming back to lay on your belly. And go ahead, take your hands to your lower back, interlace them, and keeping your body resting on the mat, just stretch your arms back behind you. And take a big breath in as you exhale, let your shoulders back down the mat. Arms come back out to that big T. And begin to roll up and over onto your left shoulder here and onto your left side. Right fingertips can stay tented on the mat where you can reach that right arm up and around. Your right foot can plant on the mat with your right knee up towards the sky. And maybe your left foot goes down too. Your choice. Then go take a big breath, and as you exhale, slowly unwind, making your way back out onto your belly. Take your hands to your lower back, interlace them, press your knuckles down towards the mat here. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring your hands down to your sides, or down underneath your shoulders, your choice. And go ahead and just roll over onto your back. No fancy transition here. Planting both of your soles of your feet down to the earth as you come into partial recline. Good. And let's take our left leg, extend it long out on the mat. Pick up our right foot, take our right hand to the right pinky toe edge of our right foot, and pull our right knee down to the mat, coming into a half happy baby here. Flexing your right foot so that way you're making a footprint on the ceiling, or you could make a footprint on the ceiling. Take a breath in as you exhale. Release the grip on your right foot. Take your left hand to your right knee as you pull your right knee across your body, coming into a supine twist, gazing over your right shoulder here. And just because I was thinking of it, If you feel like your barrier or a limit right now when it comes to your handstands is you're having a hard time getting up into that tuck shape, you're having a hard time just getting into that base of a handstand shape, getting your elbows, wrists, shoulders, and hips all stacking. Two things you can focus on. One is leg and glute strength, okay? So doing a lot of squats and whatnot, and a lot of lunges and just glute and thigh strengthening exercises. So that's one possible component or culprit. And another possible component that you could focus on, and that could be what's holding you back, is your hip and hamstring mobility, okay? And let's go ahead and take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly unwind, coming out of your breath, coming out of your twist, taking a big breath. As you stretch your arms and legs out long, coming into a big good morning stretch. And take a breath in. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your chest, take your left hand to the left pinky toe edge of your foot, and pull your left knee down on the mat, coming to half happy baby on this side. Now, a lot of people don't think about their hips and their hamstrings and their flexibility there when it comes to handstands, but when it comes to kicking and lifting up in handstands, your hamstrings are huge in that accessibility, and also getting your hips to stack above your elbows, wrists, and shoulders takes a good bit of hip flexibility, okay, and openness in your hips. Let's go ahead and take a breath in. As you exhale, release your grip on your left foot, take your right hand to your left knee and pull it across your body, coming into a supine twist on this side as you gaze over your left shoulder. So maybe you play with opening up your hips and your hamstrings, focusing on bringing flexibility and stretching into those areas and stretching both out before you start playing with handstands, and incorporate that into your practice. So just two things that could be but hindering your handstand progression and your ability to hop or lift or kick up into handstands. So either your glute and overall leg strength, or your flexibility and your openness in your hamstrings and in your hips. Let's go ahead and take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly unwind here. And let's bring our arms and legs out long, big good morning stretch. And then as you're ready, lay here in your final Shavasana, or maybe you bring the soles of your feet together and come to Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle, for as long as you want or need to here. It's totally your choice. Maybe take your entire Shavasana in your Supta Baddha Konasana. But just lay here in stillness, beginning to call the attention away from your body, bringing it to your breath. As your body begins to melt down into the earth, your palms become heavy, and you begin to simply melt down into your mat. But this is where I leave you, in your final pose of Shavasana. Please stay here for as long as you want or need to, taking time to slowly call movement back into your body, returning the attention back to your breath and to your thoughts. As always, it was an honor to teach, and it was an honor to practice alongside you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.